is off. Canceled. Finito. Finished. New article from boxingscene.com says that Jake Paul will no longer be facing Gervonta Davis, though the cruiserweight social media influencer still plans to box again this year. The Most Valuable Promotions announced on Monday that it and the Netflix streaming service were canceling the show that was to be headlined by the Paul versus David exhibition bout on November 14th in Miami. This announcement followed Davis being sued by a woman who accused him of domestic violence, the latest in a series of allegations against the 3-division title holder. Our team has worked closely with all parties to navigate this situation responsibly, says the CEO of Most Valuable Promotions. While we will not be moving forward with this event, our plans still remain for Jake Paul to headline an event on Netflix in 2025. Details regarding the new date, location, Jake's opponent, and additional bouts will be shared as soon as they are finalized. MVP said the people who purchased their tickets via Ticketmaster will receive a refund automatically within 14 to 21 days, and that those who utilize secondary markets should contact those sites. Well, that's good, because I know a lot of times when I went to Tank Fights, if you paid and the event was canceled, if you ain't paid for like a protection plan or some shit, they was trying to spank you for your bread. Paul posted on a statement on X later on Monday, tearing into the Gervonta Davis and apologizing to those affected by the cancellation. Gervonta Davis is an actual walking human piece of garbage, Paul wrote. Working with him is an absolute nightmare. The unprofessionalism, the bizarre requests, the showing up hours late to shoots, the numerous arrests and related accusations and lawsuits. If you support this man, you support the most vile sin a man can commit. Once again, I don't know Gervonta Davis. But I can't lie, it does look bad. With this happening multiple times. I didn't want to give this woman abuser a platform to grow his fans and to grow his bank account. My company champions women. I'm so sorry to everyone involved, mostly the undercard fighters, to my team at MVP, and to my team who worked so hard prepping for this fight, sacrificing time with loved ones and kids just for this fool to lose his unintelligent mind again. It's scary that devilish men like this can rise to the top of the culture in sports, including in a position of power. Yeah, man, this is crazy. It sucks. And I know that this was a fight that a lot of people trashed when we heard the news of this fight coming out and happening, and Tank fighting somebody 7 weight classes higher and stuff like that. I know we initially bashed it, but of course, as a boxing fan, and with this being the circus that I felt like it was going to be, I thought that it was something that I wanted to see. I wanted to see what would have happened, And I do agree with Jake Paul. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to call the man a piece of shit. I believe that you are innocent until proven guilty. People accuse people all day, every day. Think about when Tank was getting ready to fight Rolly, and the young lady accused Rolly of sexual harassment. Rolly got pulled out. They pulled Rolly out of the fight. Pitbull Cruz stepped in, and then come to find out, Rolly was cleared of everything, or whatever the case may be. And so I'm not one to put a person in jail before they had their day in court. So I'm not going to bash Tank, at this point in time. I believe that every man should have the right to be proven guilty. And but I do agree with Jake Paul in the sense of when you're in a position of power and so many people are dependent upon you to deliver because of your position, we looking at this fight as Jake versus Tank got canceled, but the people on the undercard, like Alicia Bumgardner, um, Gary Antoine Russell, this was also an opportunity for them to grow their profiles on a platform this big. And so I've seen Tank Davis come to the Capital One Arena and fight Hector Garcia, and in his press conference say, you know, I wanted to have a fight where I put everybody on from the city, and Jalil Hackett was on the card, and a bunch of people from the city was on that undercard and was able to fight, make money, provide for their family. And I think that's what gets lost in this whole fiasco. Most people are going to jump on here and talk about the whole Tank thing, but I'm more concerned about the people who aren't that big of a level of a fighter and aren't getting paid a bunch of $1 million to I ain't in nobody's pocket, so I don't know what nobody getting paid, but I'm just saying I know for a fact that Gary Antoine Russell ain't making what Tank and Jake would have been making, or Alicia Bumgardner not making what Tank and Jake would have been making. And I know Jake has been doing good things by the women's boxers, so I'm not sure of what he may have been paying Bumgardner and the young lady that she's fighting. But I do know that these undercard fighters need this payday, and they also need the level of exposure so that they can grow their profiles, because ultimately, whether Tank knows it or not, just like Floyd Mayweather was the stepping stool for a lot of these guys to be household names, Errol Spence I can name, Canelo Alvarez I can name, Gervonta Davis I can name, are people who catapulted their careers. Adrian Broner, to a certain extent, kind of catapulted their careers off the back of Floyd Mayweather. And whether you like it or not, Tank or whoever else who don't feel like it's your responsibility, it is your responsibility to pay it backward and not or forward, however you decide to look at it. Because at some point in time, just like Floyd Mayweather is gone, just like Oscar De La Hoya, you know, paid it forward to him and he paid it forward to all of these other guys. It's your job to pay it forward as well in order for the sport to continue to move forward. And so I wanted to come at it from the angle of the people who don't have a voice. Like I said, the people on the undercard, the referees that may not get an opportunity to ref this fight or make this amount of money that they may have been able to. I know judges jump around and stuff like that, and referees do too, but I'm not sure of referee pay, and maybe that's something I should look into. But I'm thinking about all of the other people who go unnoticed, or the people who go unnamed, who may be missing out on the opportunity to feed their family or to put some money in their family's pocket. And so I just want to say, from a dude from the city, not far from where Tank is raised, not saying you did it or you didn't do it, because like I said, I'm not going to be like a lot of these people. And I do believe that you and Clarissa Shields at this point have lost the public's faith, and it don't matter what y'all do, y'all gonna be in a situation where people gonna question whatever it is you do. And so I'm saying it from a standpoint of, Tank, you gotta be better. Not saying you did it, but you gotta stop putting yourself in these type of situations where somebody can even accuse you of some shit, especially if you didn't do it. And so I seen uh I got a one story, and I'm gonna leave. I got how do I want to put it? I got a family member that was in the NBA, and we went on a all-star weekend trip one time. And I was always one of those people that was like, man, if I'm famous, I'm going to take pictures with everybody. I never thought about it outside of the little kid's perspective or the fans' perspective who may not get this opportunity to see a person again. That's the only perspective that I've ever looked at it from. And so we were in at All-Star weekend, and a young girl asked my family to take a picture. He told her no. So deep down, I'm pissed. I'm mad because why the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, why not take the picture? And so he explained to me that people nowadays do anything with pictures. They can accuse you of sexual assault, they can accuse you of this, they can accuse you of that, and they can show a picture to make it seem like, see, I was around him, and that stuff is evidence in a court of law. I never thought of it that way. And Tank, you have to think of things differently. Even if you're not doing something, you also have to think about what people may think, or because you were in this situation multiple times, you look guilty. You see what I'm saying? And so I just want Tank to, it's hard to say learn from it, because you probably should have learned from the last two occasions or whatever. I don't want to bring them up because, like I said, I don't want to accuse the man. But I just want to say, Tank, man, you got to do better, man. Being from the city, you got an opportunity to put on a lot of other guys who can also give back and put on. You gave Lamont Roach a bone, and now Lamont Roach has sprouted and became somebody who the boxing world wants to see. And I'm appreciative of that, which is why I wanted you to get a nigga a rematch. But I just want to say, man, be cautious in these things, especially when you're at that level, because every little thing that you do is going to be under a microscope. Every little thing that you do is going to be magnified. And so I even remember Michael Jordan saying, sometimes I don't even come outside because and it sucks, because you should be able to, move freely, but that's the price you have to pay for being at the top of the ladder. Everybody want a piece of you. And so I just wanted to come on here, and even though that fight is off, I wanted to point out the fact that it's going to be so many other people that don't get an opportunity to make money for their family outside of this main card, or get an opportunity to get the exposure like somebody like Lamont Roach got from a Tank. Even though they're not fighting Tank, they're on a card like Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano when they were on the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson card. They had like 50 million views or whatever the case may be. They would have never got 50 million views had it not been for that main event card. And so I just wanted to make sure that I come on here and point out the fact that it's other people, and I know most fight fans don't care, or most people don't care, when it comes to people getting the money that they supposed to get or whatever the case may be. But I just wanted to come on here and give my 2 cents. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Please hit the like button, and hit the notification bell to be notified when I drop future videos. Also follow my socials. They are in front of you. And until next time.